Unlock the king 2, puzzles 51 to 60. Now we have more complicated sets, and puzzle number 51, okay, this is the first example of the more difficult puzzles in the game. That's the line the king has to take, and that's a special square for the rook, and it's all the way back there, so we're gonna have to move a lot of pieces first. Okay, so that's the rook, that's the goal. Let's start by making some room. We have to get this line free, so knight out of the way. Let's make more room by moving some pieces. There you go, the bishop, knight, and the knight. Okay, we have one more free square. Now I have these other pieces here. Alright, let's start moving some of them. There you go. Okay, one last piece. Now we have two queens and two bishops, and this is the trick we're gonna use here. Let's start moving this queen out of the way and this bishop. Okay, the rook here. Alright, almost there. Now I have to move some of the pieces back to create room. Okay, there we go. The rook is almost there now. We have to solve this because there's going to be a bridge to the other side, so we have to free some spaces here. So let's start moving some pieces back. Alright. So the queen. There we go. And the bishop out of the way. Okay, have more space now. Now we can move these two pieces. There we go. Two free squares, a knight, the other knight, and we're gonna occupy the corners here. There we go. Puzzle number 52. Okay, a very simple puzzle to move two pieces. So rook, knight. We can see the special square for the king too. Puzzle number 53. So special square for the knight. There you go. Move this one. You also have a special square for the king. This is a very similar puzzle to the first game. So puzzle 54, that's the goal. And you have to circle the pieces. And I remember you have to occupy these corners, the exterior corners with the rooks and the internal corners with the knights. So let's start moving these pieces. Okay. All the way there, knight out of the way. Okay, almost there, and that's the final rook. Now these internal pieces here, the corners, are gonna be occupied by the knights. So there you go, first one. Second one. One is already there, so we have to move just two knights. Okay, so this one. Some malabaris here. Alright. And finally, there we go. Puzzle number 55. Many pieces, and here we have like a square with a trap for the king. We cannot allow the king to get to that square. Okay, so there is a kind of a sequence you have to follow. That's what happens, and now the king cannot move anywhere. So let's restart here. We have to avoid that. The king cannot get there. Okay, so let's block the way. So to prevent the king from moving to the left side. Alright, there we go. We have very little room here. And the rook has to get all the way there. Okay, let's start. Queen here. Okay, step by step. Alright, more room here. Little by little we can advance the rook. There we go. Move some pieces back. Alright, now I have to get the queen out of the way. So there we go, and finally the knight, and occupy the rook there. Now we have to get just one piece out of the way here for the king to move. It's gonna be either the bishop or the queen, and we're gonna move the queen. That's a lot easier. So this one here, knight, and finally the queen. Puzzle number 56. So we have these special squares and only 2 pieces. In fact, when you have this special square with a circle, any piece can fit there. So there you go. Solved. Puzzle number 57. Once more, we have a special square for any piece and one for the queen. And we're going to occupy that by using the knight. Okay. Now we move this out of the way, the bishop out of the way, and finally the queen to its special square. There you go. 3 diagonals. Puzzle 58. Okay, so we have this big plus sign and some special portals, but we don't necessarily have to use them in this solution. So there you go. Let's move the bishop out of the way, rook, and finally, there you go. Puzzle number 59. Okay, many pieces, many portals, special squares, 2 dimensions to solve. Okay, the first one here, the rook. Let's occupy again the other side, move the rook. We still can use the portal. There we go. Now let's move the knight to the special square. Let's get rid of this knight again. There we go. Now we can use that special square one more time. So again, portal, special square. Now the other. Okay. And we still can use that special square. So just a matter of moving knights to that portal one more time. There we go. Finally. And we still can use the other side of the portal. Okay. We're gonna need this to create room in a bit. Okay, there we go. The other side is occupied. Now that portal works as a normal square. And you have this dimension here, this plane. And that's the other portal here in the middle. So let's start moving here. Now the middle works as a normal square. You cannot move this piece anywhere now, it's locked. Okay, now we have room enough to move the knights out of the way. And it's kind of a tricky one. Let's start. So this one. There you go. One more time. You can almost see the path here. So this one is blocking the way. I have to get rid of that piece. But first we have to move other pieces that are on the way. So this one. There you go. And also here. We have created some room and that's it. Puzzle number 60. This is a great trick for this game. You have now more than one king. It's a very simple solution, but it's a very interesting one. Thanks for watching.